Hello, football fans. Ryan here. This is Retro Week on Officials Timeout. It's Retro Week on the whole channel. Joining me is
also Ryan.
The other Ryan, and we have a retro official, Bret. We'll learn more about Bret in just a sec, but we got to get to the play. Here's the play.
Unbelievable. High snap over his head. He's going to fall in the end zone on it. No, it popped loose. It looked like he was going to take the safety. The ball popped loose and went forward and then out of bounds. And we also have a penalty flag thrown. Let's see what the officials rule on this.
Now, they might call a safety in the end zone because his knee was down, and that's what he's calling. Yeah. That's a proper call because the ball was in the end zone.
Bret,
the guy had his knee down.
You are a retro official.
Defensive safety.
You've been doing this. You've been doing this, and I show you video after video, and I say, Bret, I've got a clip. You say, no, you don't. Bret, I've got interlock blocking. You say, Ryan, no, you don't. Bret, do we have batting on this play? Do we have an illegal bat on this play?
Personally, I say no. And look, it's still, is it illegal to punch the ball?
Let's shut it down. Shut it down. We're done. We're done. I'm crestfallen. You've rained on my parade again.
Yeah, Brad, are you only calling that if it's open palm batting there? Because from what I saw, and granted it's a little tough on that first one, but on that second look, it did look like there was sort of an intentional motion in order to push the ball away, as opposed to any legitimate attempt at blocking or recovering that ball. But interesting to hear your take.
To me, his hand came out and was going for the ball and hit the ball. No, I'm personally, I don't call that batting. To me, to get a batting, well, you do have a defender coming right at the ball, but you see his hands are coming out after the ball. But, that did look a little more like batting when you you look that close. But I would not call that batting. It still looked like he was going for the ball and just had a terrible. When you're going for the ball, doesn't mean you have to make a good play. So I'm looking at that and I'm going, it was going for the ball and misjudged it.
I try so hard, and Bret always knocking me down, trying to find these exotic fouls. But that's what we love about Bret. I consider Bret a mentor, a friend. I always come to him, and I like his philosophy. We don't want to call illegal batting if we can't help it. We don't want to call these exotic fouls if at all possible. And I will say, you've trained my muscles well, Bret. I was very hesitant to think that was illegal batting. That's why I wanted to show it to you. And of course, that white hat being right over the top of that. So you have taught me well, Master. So I appreciate
thanks
as your Padawan.
Yeah.
Speaking of another Ryan, what did you think of that play?
First off, it's very quick. And in real time, we don't have the benefit of looking at it a few times like we did here. So I would tend to agree with the person that is closest to it, which was the referee in that situation. I think that Bret brings up a great point. If you are attempting to go for the ball, sometimes that ball is going to bounce around, and we shouldn't penalize a person for that. I guess it boils down to a really tough judgment call. Do I feel that player was trying to recover the ball, or do I feel that player was trying to push that ball away, in an attempt to avoid, the safety or really any sort of, action in that situation? If you made me pick a choice here, I would probably say that looks like illegal batting to me, but completely understand what Bret's saying about, sometimes people reach for the ball and the ball gets batted around.
Couple of things. One, if it was in the middle of the field, we probably wouldn't be watching the play. It was because it had to do with the goal line. And two, if it wasn't a Friday night, it's not batting. I think that's only on Friday nights. But that was pretty close, though, Bret, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. It's one of those things that you're looking at it, make a decision one way or another. That's what we're paid for, is make a decision. He made a decision as batting. To me, to really have batting, you got to absolutely hit the ball away from the opposing team, or bat it out of bounds to stop the play, one or the other.
So, Brett, how many times do you think in your career you've called illegal batting?
Well, I've never called it, but I've only had it called once. And I got it, honestly, it had to be like maybe 20 years ago. And that was obvious batting, because it was a broken play and it was near the sideline, and the guy just reached down with one hand and took a swipe and knocked it out of bounds. I mean, it was obvious. He wasn't trying to pick it up at all. He was trying to just hit it with one hand. So to me, it's got to be an obvious play.
I do agree with the point too that you're not calling illegal batting in a 8th grade game or below, and anything but a Friday, just because the likelihood of them being coordinated enough to do such an action is probably 0. And 99% of the time, it's just them. If it looks ugly, it's probably just because they're poorly coordinated, not because they're trying to bat something out of bounds.
Right, and I don't think they've got they've been coached enough to know that they can knock, or been coached to knock the ball out of bounds so the other team can't get it. They're just they see a ball on the turf, they're going to go after it. They're going to try to pick it up or cover it, one or the other.
Okay, guys, it's retro week. We've been looking at a lot of videos from the past. Can I show you some more clips from this game that I think you'll enjoy?
Sure.
Thank you. So here we go. That is a really good look, I think.
That's an outfit, huh?
Yeah.
I tell you, the white shorts, I never officiated when we had the sort of white pantaloons, but the white shorts, I think, are another level of a fashion statement. Brett, did you ever wear a officiating uniform like that?
Well, yes, I did. I do have a pair of white shorts. They probably haven't seen the light of day for 30 years. But I do like their socks, stirrup socks with, I think it's called a Northwest stripes on them. I probably have a couple pair of those too.
Here we go. Love the positioning. And did you guys carry flags or blankets? Look at the size of that flag.
It's quite large.
You can sleep under that thing. Huge flag.
It must be an Ohio thing or something. Okay, here we go.
Now watch the signal by the wing. Yeah, that's a signal.
Absolutely.
You're getting into that.
He's into the game.
Yeah, I like that.
Selling that call.
Oh man, and then some. And so this is a free kick towards the end of the game. Can't quite see here. We're gonna widen out, but I wanted to get a shot of this guy's knees. And so we're gonna see two things we don't see anymore. We don't see that formation anymore. That would not fly, and we don't see this.
We got a pop up, and we also have 10 on one side.
Yeah, a pop up and that formation. So we don't see those two things anymore.
Brett, is that a pop up?
It probably was. The video was so bad, I don't know if it hit the ground or not, but it probably was, because it was very prevalent back in the Middle Ages.
Well, Ryan, we didn't get a definitive illegal batting, but it sounded like we got a maybe on a pop-up kick, so I will take that.
There we go.
All right. Well, Brett, we tried. I will give it another go. I will search. I will look at more video to try and find some exotic foul, and I'm going to make you say yes. That is it. It's the last thing I do. Brett, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Ryan, thanks for joining us as well.
Absolutely.
This has been Officials Timeout for Retro Week. We will now leave you with the fifth down.
Well, Lee, they do not want to play on Friday nights because Stillman have not won on a Friday night this year. So HF, of course, HF would like to play a night ball game. And if they say Saturday, then I guess they make the call Saturday evening. Of course, we still have 1:53 to play. It's a 32-21 lead here.